Good morning, student. In previous lecture, we have started Wheatstone bridge method and the sensitivity of the bridge. Now coming to the second part of Wheatstone bridge method, where we have to find the galvanometer current. So for finding the galvanometer current, we will be using Thevenin equivalent circuit to solve the bridge. So once again, looking at the bridge. So this was our Wheatstone bridge connection. So for solving the Thevenin equivalent circuit, we will be finding out our RTH across this A and B, and across this A and B we will be finding our Thevenin open circuit voltage appearing across this. So now coming to the derivation. So the Thevenin open circuit voltage appearing across terminal B and A, this will be A. We will be finding our current open circuit voltage appearing across terminal B and A with galvanometer circuit open circuited. So our E naught is equals to ECB minus of ECA, where ECB is your current I2 multiplied by R plus delta R minus of I1P. By putting the value of I2 and I1, we are having E R plus delta R divided by R plus delta R plus S minus of EP divided by P plus Q. By taking the E common, we are having this equation. If we consider P, Q, R, S are as equivalent arms and substituting, we get the E naught is equals to E R plus delta R divided by R plus delta R plus R minus of R divided by R plus R. And by solving this, we are having our E naught is equals to E in bracket delta R divided by 4R. Here in denominator we have neglected the delta R as it is very smaller than R. Basically it's a disturbance. Now coming to the RTH. The Thevenin equivalent resistance can be found by looking back into the terminal A and B and by replacing the battery by the internal resistance. In most of the cases, however, the extremely low resistance of the battery can be neglected, and this simplifies the solution. So we can assume that the terminals C and D are shorted. We have shorted the battery terminals because the battery is connected between C and D in our Wheatstone bridge method. So we have shorted the connection of the battery. The Thevenin equivalent resistance can be calculated from this diagram. Like we have the resistance across B and A as like this. Now finding the equivalent resistance. This is the basic Thevenin equivalent circuit of Wheatstone bridge, where we have R naught, that is equivalent resistance, R Ig as a current through the galvanometer, R E naught is a open circuit voltage. Now Thevenin equivalent resistance of the bridge RTH is equals to R naught, that is equals to RS divided by R plus S, parallel combination of R and S, plus PQ divided by P plus Q. We have considered that delta R is very smaller than R, so we have neglected that part in this here. For the bridge with the equal arm, P is equals to Q is equals to R and R equals to S. By putting the values of each in this, we got the R naught is equals to R. Now the Thevenin equivalent of the bridge circuit therefore reduces to the Thevenin generator with the EMF of E naught and the internal resistance of R naught. So the current in the galvanometer circuit will be equals to Ig will be equals to E naught divided by R naught plus G. This is a whole resistance where G is the galvanometer circuit resistance for the bridge with equal arms. Okay. Now Ig can be written as by putting the value of E naught from this equation 3.37. We are having E multiplied by R delta R divided by 4R in whole divided by R plus G. So the deflection of the galvanometer for a small change in a resistance in the unknown arm is theta will be equals to SVES del R divided by R plus S whole square. We have derived this sensitivity of voltage in previous lecture. So now in here we have determined the current sensitivity of galvanometer, which is in terms of sensitivity of voltage. So which is SV is equals to SI divided by R naught plus G. So theta will be equals to SIES del R divided by R naught plus G multiplied by R plus S whole square. We have put the value of SV in our previous theta, deflection of galvanometer. Now for the bridge with equal arm, we have reduced the value of theta further by taking the values of equal values. So we have taken the value of R is equals to S. So we are having theta is equals to SI E del R. Here we have considered S plus S is equals to R. So from the whole square we have 4R square, and in numerator we have S, so that S and R gets cancelled out. Now for bridge sensitivity, SB is equals to theta divided by delta R divided by R, so which will be equals to SI ESR, where SI is the current sensitivity of the galvanometer, and S is the uh, uh, sorry our standard resistance. So don't get confused between SI and S. So, SB will be equals to SIESR divided by R naught plus G multiplied by R plus S whole square. So for a bridge with equal arms, we are having all of these are equal, and our bridge sensitivity turns out to be SIE divided by 4 multiplied by R plus G. So the advantages of this Wheatstone bridge method are: this method is null 1, so therefore errors due to the inaccuracies in indicating instrument calibration are completely avoided, as the galvanometer is merely used to indicate the zero current. And second one is the advantage is quite independent of the source EMF, so the inaccuracies in the measured value due to the fluctuation of EMF are completely avoided. The range for that it can be used is from 1.0 to up to 1 lakh, with a possible extension of this range at reduced sensitivity. Now the accuracy obtainable depends almost solely on the quality of the resistor. The accuracy obtainable with a good commercial bridge is of the order of few parts in of 10,000. Now precautions that are nearly to be taken in the Wheatstone bridge are: first one is when the galvanometer should be well shunted during early stages only for the balancing operation to avoid the deflection, and the shunt resistance is increased as the bridge approaches balance position, so that the shunting is reduced and the galvanometer sensitivity is increased. Second one is the battery key should always be closed before the galvanometer key and opened after it only. So this is to avoid the violent deflection of the galvanometer. This is the basic precaution we have to take in almost every instrument. Third one is measurement of unknown resistance should also be made by reversing the battery connection after making one measurement of resistance and by the mean of the two values, thus the measured be taken as a correct value. This can be avoid the thermoelectric EMF. We have already discussed this in a previous chapter. By reversing the current direction we have and taking the values of two unknown resistance by calculating that from the different method, one with the reversal of current and one without the reversal of current, and taking the average, we have the value almost equal and having no errors due to thermoelectric effect. We have seen this procedure in a previous lecture. Now coming to the method of precision resistance measurement by Wheatstone bridge. So for precise resistance measurement, the most accurate comparison are made on an equal ratio bridge with a fixed standard resistance nominally equal to resistance under the test. We are taking our standard resistance as a variable, but for a precise measurement we have to take the standard resistance as a fixed standard resistance, or it should be equal or to our resistance in the under the test. Then this with equal leads, equal current and equal heating for the ratio arm, the possible errors are minimized. The problem is then reduced to that of determining the exact ratio of unknown resistance R. So the standard resistance S or the difference between them. So by equating all the parameters, we can get the value of unknown resistance by exact ratio. So this is basically we are doing for the precise measurement of our unknown resistance R. So for that we have different methods and that can be used for precise measurement. First one is change in the ratio arm. Small change are made in the ratio arm and the exact balance can be obtained. Second one is using high resistance shunt. In this case, the bridge is balanced by the means of a adjustable high resistance and put in the parallel with one of the bridge arm. A decayed resistance box is used for this type of purpose. Suppose that test resistance R is slightly lower in value and than the comparison to the standard resistance. So the balance can be obtained by putting some X resistance in parallel with our standard resistance S. So our resistance S comes out to be parallel combination of S and XS. We have put XS in parallel with S. So the equivalent of arm S comes out to be S divided by 1 plus 1 plus 1 divided by X. So the value of unknown resistance which will be equals to P by Q S. In previous case we have taken this S, but now our S turns out to be S divided by 1 plus 1 by X. Since the X is a very large resistance and therefore 1 by X is a very small, hence the equation 3.44 reduces to 1 R equals to P by Q multiplied by S in bracket 1 minus 1 by X. From the binomial approximation we can write this if this 1 by X is very small. So for equal arm bridge, our P by Q is equal, so P is equals to Q. So our R turns out to be S multiplied by 1 minus 1 by X. The fractional difference between 1 by X between the S and R can be known. So since this method determines the fractional difference and X has a large value, so the high resistance put in the parallel with S need not to be practically accurate. Third one is carrier Foster slide wire bridge. So this bridge can also be used for the precise resistance measurement. A slide wire bridge is used for the purpose of determining the difference between standard and an unknown resistance, and we will be studying this carry faster slide bridge method as a fourth method of our measurement of medium resistances. So in this lecture we have studied the galvanometer current through our galvanometer in the method Wheatstone bridge, and we have studied the advantages, precautions that needed to be taken, and we have learned the method for the precision resistance measurement by Wheatstone bridge. In next lecture we will be studying this carry faster slide wire bridge as a part of medium measurement of medium resistances. Here I am ending this lecture. For any query you can write me. Lecture notes will be provided to you. Till then, continue your lectures. Stay healthy, stay safe.